Welcome to Akulmach Live. In a move that has shocked the aerospace industry, Blue Origin's CEO Dave Limp has officially announced a massive strategic pivot. The company is pausing its New Shepard space tourism flight for at least 2 years to reallocate every possible resource towards the lunar race. This isn't just a minor tweak, it is an all-out effort to close the gap with SpaceX and secure its place in NASA's Artemis program. So let's find out more on this. So for years, the battle between Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk felt like a lopsided race. While SpaceX was landing orbits booster and launching astronauts to the ISS, Blue Origin was, well, they were doing celebrity joyrides. So New Shepard became the ultimate playground for the ultra-rich from William Shatner to Katy Perry. Now, but in early 2026, the game changed. But before we go further in this video, I would like to speak few words about our sponsor. Struggling to find the right solution for your business problem? I will like to introduce HelloGig.com, whose AI engines connect you with the top tier freelance from your industries only, and which help in designing a better and scalable solution for your business. Whether you are a startup or an enterprise, HelloGigs makes sure that you can focus on your core business. With HelloGigs global freelance network, you can depend upon all your technology need, be it software development, artificial intelligence, or video editing, and something else. Ready to hire smarter? Scan the QR code on your screen or click the link below to get started today. And now let's get back to our video. Now, Blue Origin CEO Dave Limp, the former Amazon powerhouse, just dropped a bombshell that sent shockwaves through the aerospace world. The Blue Origin is officially pausing the New Shepard flight for at least 2 years, and they aren't just shifting gears. They are getting their most famous program to go all in on the moon. So is this a desperate move to catch up, or the strategic master stroke that finally puts Bezos ahead of Musk? So today we are breaking down the pivot that changed everything. To understand this, why this is a big deal, you have to understand what Blue Origin was built on. For decades, the Gratim and Ferociter step by step ferociously was the motto. But critics argued that it was more step by step, slowly. So New Shepard was the proof of the concept, and the suborbital rocket that proved Blue could land a booster vertically. But the Dave Limp, who took the helm in late 2023, isn't interested in the proof of concept anymore. So in a leaked email to employees, and the recent public statement, Limp made it clear that New Shepard has served its purpose. Think about the math. New Shepard sits where the selling for more anywhere from $200,000 to over $1 million. It sounds like a lot, isn't it? Now, so but compared to the $3.5 billion NASA contract for the Blue Moon lander, tourism is a pocket change. While grounding the joyride, the rocket, Limp is reallocating thousands of engineers and technicians to their new mission. Stop playing in the backyard and start owning the lunar surface. So you can't get to the moon without a massive lift, and that's where the New Glenn comes in. And after years of delays, in 2025, was the year that Blue Origin finally became an orbital powerhouse. In January 2025, New Glenn reached orbit for the first time, and then in November they successfully landed the first stage booster on their drone ship Jacqueline. And this was the moment SpaceX monopoly on reusable heavy lift rockets officially ended. Dave Limp has recently started that the Blue Origin is now aiming for double-digit launches in 2026, and they are building a full New Glenn rocket every single month. By shifting staff away from the suborbital New Shepard, they are speeding up the production of New Glenn's second stage, which has been their biggest bottleneck. So Limp's strategy is really simple. Move with the Amazon-like urgency, and he's turning Blue Origin from a research lab into a factory. If they can hit 12 to 24 launches a year, then they aren't just competing with the SpaceX. They are proving that the only real alternative for national security and NASA mission. Now let's talk about the moon, and NASA's Artemis program is the ultimate prize. SpaceX won the first contract for the Artemis 3 landing, but NASA wants a second provider to ensure that they aren't relying on just one company, and that provider is definitely Blue Origin. But here where it gets spicy, you have to really understand that. Now recently NASA expressed a concern that SpaceX Starship development was hitting milestone slower than expected. Now Dave Limp smelled the blood in the water, and by pivoting all resources to Blue Moon Mark 1 and Mark 2 lander, Blue Origin is trying to beat SpaceX to the punch, right? Now while Musk is actually talking about Moon Base Alpha, the shifting focus more on from Mars to Moon, he has done it himself, and Bezos is playing the tortoise versus hare game. And just this week, Bezos posted a picture of tortoise on social media, a clear jab at Musk, rapid, often chaotic iteration style. Now Blue Origin's lander is different. It is multi-stage system that uses liquid hydrogen, difficult to handle but incredibly efficient for deep space. So if Blue Origin can land their uncrewed Mark 1 lander in 2026, while Starship is still testing its complex orbital refueling, the narrative of the space race flips overnight. And I think that is where all this tug of war is happening. But let's be real sometimes, and this pivot is a massive gamble. And by shutting down New Shepard, Blue Origin loses its only source of consistent public buzz and commercial revenue. So if New Glenn has a failure in 2026, or if the Blue Moon lander hits a technical wall, Blue Origin has no plan B. So furthermore, SpaceX isn't sitting still. Elon Musk recently announces that his own lunar pivot and privatizing Mars to build a self-growing city on Moon by 2027. So he has given priority to Moon mission. Now SpaceX still has the advantage of flight heritage. They are flown more in a month than a Blue Origin has in its entire history. The space tourism era of Blue Origin is dead. The Dave Limp has killed it to make way to superpowers. Now, in 2026 will be definitely remembered as a year of new space rivalry, and rivalry that definitely stopped being about millionaires in a fancy suits, but starts being about who actually own the lunar economy. Jeff Bezos wants to build the infrastructure for millions of people to live and work in space, and he's finally realized that he can't do that while focusing on 10-minute joyrides. The pivot is here, the race is on, and for the first time in a long time, it is actually a fair fight. And do you think that Blue Origin's pivot to the moon is a genius move, or did they give up their tourism lead for nothing? Now let me know in the comments. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and to have more deep dives into the future of space. See you again. Bye.